As I stood in the front of an abandoned mansion, my heart was racing with both fear and curiosity. The old Victorian house had always sparked my imagination, with its decaying walls and boarded-up windows, but I never dared to venture inside. However, on this Halloween, I couldn't resist the urge to finally explore the place that had been the talk of the town for years. Nervously, I pushed open the creaky gate and made my way up the overgrown path to the front door. The rusty hinges let out an eerie screech as I pushed the door open, and I could feel the chill run down my spine. The interior was just as I had imagined, covered in dust, with broken furniture and cobwebs everywhere. But what really caught my attention was the strange writing on the walls. It looked like ancient symbols, etched in a deep red color, and it sent a shiver down my spine. Suddenly, I heard a faint whisper coming from upstairs. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. My mind told me to run, but my feet were glued to the spot. Then, the whisper turned into a loud moaning, and I could feel the temperature dropping in the room. I couldn't believe what was happening. Was this place really haunted? I tried to convince myself that it was just my imagination playing tricks on me, but then I saw her. A ghostly figure floating down the stairs towards me. Her long white dress was tattered and stained, and her once beautiful face was now distorted with anger and pain. She seemed to be looking directly at me, and I could feel her icy glaze piercing through me. Without thinking, I turned and ran out of the house, not stopping until I was several blocks away. I didn't tell anyone about my experience at the mansion. They never would believe me. I didn't want to be labeled as the crazy girl who believed in ghosts. But the memory stayed with me, haunting my thoughts and making me anxious every time I walked past the old mansion. The days turned into weeks, and I tried my best to forget about the ghostly encounter. But then, strange things started happening. Objects would go missing and reappear in random places. The lights would flicker and I could hear faint whispers in my room at night. Every time I closed my eyes, I could see the ghostly figure, her face contorted with rage. I brushed it off as my imagination, but deep down, I knew it was her, the ghost from the mansion. She was trying to communicate with me, and I couldn't ignore her anymore. I knew I had to go back to the mansion, face my fears, and find out what she wanted. Gathering my courage, I returned to the mansion on a stormy night. The wind was howling, and the rain was beating against the old walls, making the atmosphere even more eerie. As I stepped inside, I could feel her presence getting stronger. This time, I was determined to find out who she was and why she was haunting this place. I made my way to the room where I first saw her, and my heart almost stopped when I saw her standing in the center of the room, her eyes fixed on me. This time, she wasn't angry. She looked sad and desperate. "I have been trying to reach out to you," she said in a hollow voice. "Please, you have to help me. I have been stuck in this house for years, unable to move on to the afterlife. I need your help to break the curse that had trapped me here." I was speechless and wasn't sure if I should believe her. But something about her pleading eyes made me want to help her. She told me that she was a woman who had lived in this house in the 1800s. Her name was Amelia, and she had engaged to a man named Theodore. But on the wedding day, Theodore never showed up, and Amelia was left heartbroken. Rumor had it that Theodore's family had cursed the house, and anyone who entered it would have been trapped inside forever. Amelia's spirit had been trapped in the house for over a century, and she couldn't move on until the curse was broken. She begged me to find a way to lift the curse and set her free. I was determined to help her, and I spent countless hours researching and trying to find a way to break the curse. Finally, I came across an ancient ritual that could potentially lift the curse. It involved finding the object that held the most sentimental value to the cursed individual and burning it. With Amelia's guidance, I searched the mansion and finally found Theodore's pocket watch hidden in a secret compartment in the walls. We burned it together, and as the flames consumed the watch, I could feel the weight lifted off my shoulders. The curse was broken, and Amelia's spirit was finally freed. With a smile, she thanked me and disappeared into the light, finally at peace after all these years. The mansion was now just a house, no longer haunted, and the townspeople were relieved that they could finally put the rumors to rest. As I walked out of the mansion, I felt a sense of fulfillment and closure. I had helped a lost soul find peace and moved past my own fears. The mansion that once had terrifying secrets and haunting presence was just now another abandoned building. But for me, it would always hold a special place in my heart. The place where I helped a ghost find peace and finally put the rumors to rest.